If he's still talking to his ex, pay attention. If a man is truly ready to move forward, he understands that boundaries are part of respect, not punishment. Boundaries aren't about control, they're about clarity. And clarity is what allows a new relationship to grow without unnecessary confusion or doubt. When exes remain actively involved during a new relationship, it often signals that boundaries were never clearly established. That lack of closure doesn't just affect communication, it affects trust, presence, and emotional safety. The new relationship is quietly being asked to coexist with unfinished ties, even though that was never the agreement. This is where empathy matters. If a woman were in a relationship and still talking to her exes, most men would immediately feel uncomfortable. They would question her availability, her intentions, and whether they were being fully respected. Many would label it as inappropriate or even disrespectful, not because they're insecure, but because they expect exclusivity, focus, and emotional presence. So the question becomes, why is it minimized when the roles are reversed? Respect in relationships isn't gendered. If something would feel unsettling, dismissive, or disrespectful in one direction, it deserves the same consideration in the other. A healthy relationship doesn't require one person to suppress their discomfort so the other can avoid accountability. Here are the reasons a man may still be talking to his ex while in a relationship. Number 1, unfinished emotional business. He never fully processed the breakup. The relationship ended, but the attachment didn't. Talking keeps the emotional cord intact. What this looks like: long conversations, emotional check-ins, nostalgia about the past. Number 2, comfort and familiarity. She knows him. She understands his patterns. He doesn't have to explain himself. How this works: he uses her as an emotional safe space instead of building one with you. Number 3, ego validation. She reminds him that he was once desired, or still is. Attention from an ex boosts his confidence, especially during conflict. His ego is fed when his ex still wants him. What this is really about, it's about how she makes him feel. And when someone leads with ego, nothing else matters. Number 4, backup plan mentality. He wants options. Keeping her close reassures him if things don't work out with you. His ex may be the backup plan, or you may be the backup plan while he waits to see if she'll take him back. Why this happens: fear of being alone and fear of fully committing. Number 5, avoiding emotional intimacy with you. It's easier to share feelings with someone who already knows his story. Instead of opening up to you, he leaks intimacy where he feels safe. He uses her as emotional support instead of leaning into the relationship he's in. This creates emotional distance in your relationship. Number 6, guilt or responsibility. He feels responsible for her feelings. He doesn't want to hurt her again. He didn't treat her well in the past, so he stays in contact, even at the cost of your comfort. Good intentions can still create bad boundaries. Number 7, shared history used as an excuse. She knows me. We've been through a lot. We're just friends now. History becomes the justification for ongoing access. Number 8, no real boundaries were ever established. The breakup happened. Boundaries never did. Communication continued. No boundary usually means no closure. Number 9, he may still be cheating with his ex. He could be emotionally cheating. He could be physically cheating. Emotional intimacy or physical intimacy is still intimacy. Number 10, fear of fully letting go. Letting go of the ex means accepting that chapter is truly over. Some men struggle with endings. Talking keeps the door cracked open. Number 11, conflict avoidance. Instead of dealing with tension or setting boundaries with his ex, he continues talking and catering to her. This is a form of avoidance. Number 12, control or power dynamics. He likes knowing he still has access. He likes knowing she's still responsive. This is about control, not connection. Number 13, he's not emotionally single. He may be technically single, but emotionally split, and emotional availability matters more than labels. Number 14, he hasn't decided what he wants. Keeping the ex around buys him time. Time without accountability. Indecision is still a decision. Number 15, special situations that still matter. If he has children with his ex, communication should be about the children only. No personal life sharing or daily updates. He may still be in love with her. He values and trusts her advice more than yours. In rare cases, a genuine friendship exists after years apart and healed boundaries, but that's the exception, not the rule. His emotional needs may not be met in his current relationship, and instead of addressing that, he looks backward. The new relationship experiences this as a red flag. It creates jealousy and insecurity, and it signals emotional unavailability, where the man is not fully invested in the new relationship. This is Mama, your AI host. The message you're hearing is not AI generated. It's based on the real ideas, beliefs, and experiences of a mature woman. The bad mama is for entertainment only. Do not follow her. She has issues. The me with issues tells herself it's not that serious. He's just talking. He's just being immature. They have history, and of course they still communicate. It doesn't mean anything. She minimizes it because questioning it feels uncomfortable. She doesn't want to seem insecure or controlling. She doesn't want to push him away. So she stays quiet. She convinces herself that as long as he comes home to her, it doesn't matter who he's talking to. She accepts explanations instead of boundaries. She tells herself patience will eventually turn into commitment and boundaries. So she waits, hoping the contact will fade on its own. She focuses on what she believes are his intentions instead of the impact. She believes that as long as he chose her, everything else should be acceptable. And slowly, she adjusts to a situation she never agreed to. The me who is working on herself pauses and tells herself the truth. If you're still talking to your ex, that tells me something isn't fully closed. She pays attention. She doesn't accuse. She observes. She doesn't argue. She understands that a man who is ready for a new relationship makes space for it, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. She understands that availability matters. Presence matters. Boundaries matter. She speaks up without drama. She sets expectations instead of negotiating discomfort. She understands that transparency and boundaries are not optional. They are the foundation. She knows that staying connected to an ex can block intimacy in a new relationship, even when intentions are unclear. And she doesn't need proof of wrongdoing to honor her own standards. She doesn't wait for confusion to turn into pain. She pays attention to what changes and what doesn't. And if the situation doesn't align with what she needs, she doesn't force it to work. She leaves. The bad mama tries to make herself comfortable with what feels uncomfortable. The good mama listens when something doesn't feel right. This isn't about control. It's about awareness. If someone hasn't made space for something new, they're not ready to build something real. And you don't have to convince someone to be ready. If this message resonated, subscribe for real conversations about healing, boundaries, and self-respect. Save this for the moment you need clarity over comfort. Share it with a woman who's learning to choose herself. Comment awareness if you're becoming the version of you that pays attention and acts accordingly.